Uncover the chilling secrets shrouded in history's darkest corners as we delve into a hidden chapter that defies belief. At the core of this story resides a narrative that is both deeply disturbing and profoundly poignant, that is to expose startling revelations about breeding farms. Journey through the emotional complexities of this hidden past, witnessing the agonizing reality of enslaved women coerced into perpetuating an endless cycle of suffering. Are you prepared to unravel these chilling secrets and confront the stark revelations they bring to light? Farms you won't believe. In the hushed corners of forgotten tales, obscured by the passage of time, lies a chilling chapter of history that has been meticulously erased from the annals of conventional knowledge. Today, we embark on a journey to expose the horrors of a sinister past, a past woven with the agonizing threads of human suffering and exploitation. Our story begins in the heart of the 18th century, the time when the world was gripped by the brutality of the transatlantic slave trade. This harrowing trade involved the transportation of countless enslaved Africans across treacherous waters, destined for the plantations of America and Europe. The origins of this dark saga can be traced back to the 1480s, when Portuguese merchants first embarked on the gruesome enterprise, ferrying Africans to toil on sugarcane plantations in distant lands. As the centuries marched on, the Portuguese held dominion over this abhorrent trade, maintaining their grip between Congo and Angola along the African coast. Yet they were not alone in their pursuit of profit through human suffering. Dutch, English, and French merchants all staked their claim in this macabre industry, vying for control over the lives of countless individuals. In the early 18th century, a sinister evolution began to take shape. As the abolition of the transatlantic slave trade gained momentum, a chilling practice emerged from the shadows: the sinister art of slave breeding. This insidious tactic was conceived to fuel the unquenchable demand for labor on burgeoning cotton farms in the southern and western regions of the United States. The once merciless Portuguese were now overshadowed by the relentless might of America. The land of the free and the home of the brave would soon become the epicenter of a twisted industry, exploiting enslaved individuals with a ruthlessness that defied comprehension. The British Parliament passed the Slave Trade Act of 1807, signaling an end to the transatlantic slave trade. However, this milestone did not herald the dawn of a new era of compassion and justice. Rather, it marked the dawn of a sinister epoch defined by slave breeding. With cotton, sugarcane, and rice cultivation reaching new heights, the southern and western United States thirsted for labor. Short staple cotton, a highly profitable crop, held sway in the Deep South, driving a relentless demand for enslaved individuals to toil in the sprawling fields. It was within this climate that the abominable practice of slave breeding took root. Slave owners, akin to twisted puppeteers, orchestrated a macabre dance of human life. Slave breeding farms, grim echoes of livestock farms, emerged, where enslaved individuals were coerced into intimate relationships to yield offspring, new commodities to fuel the relentless economic engine of cotton farming. This repugnant process became a grotesque assembly line, producing generation after generation of subjugated souls. In these houses of horror, enslaved women were forced to bear children with the sole purpose of perpetuating the cycle of suffering. The cries of infants torn from their mothers' arms reverberated through the air, a haunting testament to the depths of human cruelty. These children, born into a world devoid of compassion, would forever bear the chains of their ancestry. At the tender age of 15, enslaved young males underwent a pivotal examination, a grim initiation into a life of unfathomable suffering. Those who bore the misfortune of underdevelopment faced a gruesome fate. Their testicles were mercilessly severed, consigning them to a heart-rending existence of market trade or farm labor. This twisted cycle of exploitation demanded that every male captive sire a staggering 12 pregnancies annually. Over a span of 5 agonizing years, these men were ruthlessly relegated to the role of breeding machines. A stark illustration of this cruelty is found in the tale of Bert, an enslaved soul whose life was tragically eclipsed by his reproductive prowess, fathering a staggering 200 offspring, as hauntingly recounted in the slave narratives. Amidst this chilling history, can humanity truly comprehend the depths of suffering endured? Delve into the heart-wrenching saga where humanity's conscience collided with the sinister machinery of prejudice. How did society allow such heinous degradation? President Thomas Jefferson, an enigmatic figure embodying both lofty ideals and reprehensible actions, found himself at a pivotal juncture within this grim narrative. While he eloquently championed principles of liberty and equality, the very soil of his own plantations bore witness to the grim fruits of slave breeding. This disconcerting paradox underscores the moral quagmire that ensnared an entire nation, a reminder that even the most revered voices can be tainted by the stain of hypocrisy. In the shadows cast by these haunting horrors, the dehumanization of enslaved individuals reached abhorrent depths. Legislative measures were cruelly orchestrated, systematically stripping them of their most fundamental rights, reducing them to mere commodities. A warped biblical notion, the malevolent curse of Ham, was grotesquely manipulated to rationalize this unrelenting oppression. Once vibrant beings, these victims were callously relegated to the status of pawns in a sadistic game, ensnared perpetually by the chains of their skin color. In a heart-rending bid to counter the alarming mortality rate of the enslaved, plantation proprietors enforced an agonizing decree. Girls as young as 13 were compelled to initiate childbirth. By the tender age of 20, enslaved women were burdened with the expectation of nurturing 4 to 5 offspring. A chilling incentive cast a shadow over this ordeal, as plantation owners dangled the prospect of freedom for an enslaved woman upon her successful bearing of 15 children. These cruel dynamics, unraveling within the dark tapestry of history, are laid bare in Slavery in the United States by John Simkin. As the 19th century dawned, the insidious practice of slave breeding endured, perpetuating a nightmarish realm where plantation owners wielded absolute dominion over their captive laborers. Boundaries that once demarcated human dignity were obliterated, creating a dystopian landscape where the core essence of humanity was obliterated. The legacy of this epoch of darkness remains etched in history's annals, an indelible scar that serves as a grim testament to the depths humanity can plummet when consumed by avarice and cruelty. It is a chilling reminder that our past is a mirror reflecting both the worst and best within us, urging us to confront our demons and endeavor to shape a future illuminated by compassion, understanding, and justice. Today, as we unearth this chilling saga, let us not turn away from the atrocities of the past. Let us remember those who suffered, those who endured, and those whose voices were stifled by the relentless machinery of oppression. May their stories serve as a stark reminder of the power of compassion, empathy, and the unwavering pursuit of justice. As we close this chapter, let us not forget the lessons learned from the shadows of history. Let us stand united against all forms of oppression, ensuring that the horrors of the past never find fertile ground in the world we strive to build. And as we move forward, may the echoes of the past compel us to forge a future rooted in equality, understanding, and a commitment to never allow such darkness to take hold again. From the depths of this tragic narrative, a resounding call emerges, a call to remember, to acknowledge, and to ensure that the silent suffering of the past is never repeated. It is our solemn duty to preserve the memory of those who endured unimaginable pain, to shine a light on the darkest corners of history, and to pave a path towards a more just and compassionate world. Only by confronting our past can we hope to shape a future where the echoes of suffering are replaced by the harmonious chorus of human dignity and understanding.